Hello everybody, it's Claire, and this is the fourth part of 5 of this beautiful page from Joanna Basford's World of Flowers. If you've been following along, the first tutorial we did the beautiful dawn, sunrise and the sun. Tutorial 2 we did the river and captured the sunlight on the river in reflection. Tutorial 3 we looked at the hills and the fir trees and the little rocks. And tutorial 4 today is going to be this side of the flowers, and then the final tutorial, tutorial 5, will look at this side of the flowers. Now you can see that I've done an awful lot of prep. That's aimed at you not having to watch me repeat things. You can see I've got some copious notes this side, so bear with me today. I will take you through everything on this page. I will tell you what I've used, and where you see the blanks I'll show you how to do it. But bear with me, I've got an awful lot of kit out. You can't see it in shot, but I've got an awful lot of kit out today. I have probably around about 30 pencils out in front of me here today, so please bear with me. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this checklist and explain to you, and then we'll go through flower by flower. So the first thing that you'll see that I've done is this kind of tiny daisy here. And you don't need to see me do that, because all I've done is use glitter gel pens. I've used green for the tiny leaves. I've used gold for the centre of the tiny daisies. And I've used red and orange, just random red and orange for the daisy petals. Okay? Then what you'll see tiny areas of brown glitter gel pen. So all of the twigs, stems, branches that you can see here are just plain old block coloured in brown glitter gel pen. And I've actually put some in the middle of these leaves here, and again here. And then these little kind of branches are again just plain old brown glitter gel pen. Okay? Now, what we're going to start off with is we're going to look at some Coliro gold metallic watercolour paint. Now, you'll be able to see that I've put little dots of this paint here and there around the page, and I just think it looks really nice. I've used it on the butterfly too. I don't know if you can see, if I move the book, you might be able to see some of the gold flashing. And I just think it's quite nice just to add a little bit of something special to this page. If you haven't got these paints, don't worry. All I would say you can do is very easily just go over the bits that I've done in gold paint with either a gold marker pen or a yellow glitter pen. You absolutely don't have to have these paints. But I've left this little bit here, this little trio, because I'm going to paint them, and I just wanted to show you what I've used. Now, I've got 2 or 3 tutorials on these Coliro paints. So if you wanted a detailed tutorial on these, by all means, look them up. I've had, I'm going to be using my Arabic gold today. I've had my tiny drop of water on the paint for roughly about 3 minutes. So it's just been thickening up. So you just need a tiny drop of water on these paints just to thicken them up. Okay? What I've got in my hand is a teeny tiny brush. It's a 5-0 just watercolour paintbrush. Doesn't have to be any particular brand, it just needs a very small tip. Okay, and then once I've done this, I'll zoom in on all the little individual bits. So I'm just going to quickly paint the inside of these little inner flowers, stamens I think, in this Arabic gold. And like I say, just the page is special because it's Joanna's dedication to our Your Pages group, a Facebook group, so it's just nice to have something really special on there, I think. Okay, so that's all. I can put the paints away now, put those to one side. Just quickly make sure my brush is cleaned off and put that away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to take a 0.2 black pigment fine liner. it doesn't matter how steady your hand is or how tiny your brush is, you can't help going over some of these lines. So everywhere you see that I've used this in the various places, I've re-outlined with this. Now, Joanna actually inks her work with this exact pen, a Staedtler Pigment Liner 0.2 nib. You don't have to have a Staedtler, it just has to be that kind of size nib. Just so that when you go over the lines, they're the same thickness as the original underneath. Okay? And you, if you have these paints, or you have equivalent paints, and you want to use them, place them at random. I just like using them for the centres of the flowers. Okay. So I can put my fine liner to one side. So I said I was going to tick off as we go. So I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. These little, you don't need to see me do these either. These little hearts, they are literally block coloured in permanent red, which is PC 122. And again, don't worry, I'll put all of these pencils in the description. Okay. What I've done is for the tiny leaves that you see, these teeny tiny leaves, these are just green glitter gel pen. So you can see them over this side as well. Teeny tiny, they're too small for pencil. So I just use green glitter gel pen, and I've actually got a few shades of green glitter gel pen. So it's quite nice to kind of, you know, mix them up a little bit as you're filling them in. Now then, the slightly larger leaves, so these leaves that you see here, okay, so we're going to be colouring in these three. So these, I'll tell you what these are. So we have grass green, which is PC 909, and we have spring green, which is PC 913. And at this point, I think I will zoom you in, and I shall move my book. And I'll keep moving, I'll keep adjusting my book as we go through so that you can see the flowers that we're on. Okay, so let's just pull that down to there. Okay, perfect. Right, so very, very simply, I've got two colours in my hand. I'm just going to divide these leaves into two. Very, very light touch blend line across the middle. In my grass green. Firmer behind. Easy. Okay. And I'm going to take my spring green, go over the blend line, medium firm, and just block colour the rest in. And that's one of my favourite colour combos, grass green and spring green. You'll see me use it an awful lot. Okay, easy. That one gets a tick. So the small leaves, yes, we've done the small leaves. So now we're going to move on to this beautiful purple pink flower. And I've left this leaf here blank. So you can see that I've already done the other ones. Let me tell you what I did for these. Okay. So we need to pull out peacock green. Peacock green, there it is, which is PC 907. I want my grass green back in my hand. Then I need my spring green back in my hand, and I need my chartreuse, which is PC 989. Okay, I'm going to start with my darkest, my peacock green. And I'm going to put in a little blend line, but I'm not going to do it straight across, just for a little bit of interest. I'm going to make a kind of a cup shape, like that, just gently. Okay, and then everything else behind it gets a firm hand. Straightforward blending that you've seen me do many times. Okay, and I'm going to go to my grass green. Again, light blend line, I'm just going to follow that cup shape, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting because you can put the highlight, the lighter part of the leaf in the centre, rather than kind of just doing it, you know, in linear stages. Okay, and I'm going to go to my spring green. And this is another combo that I use an awful lot as well. And then I'm going to go to my chartreuse and just finish that tip of the leaf off. Okay, now then, this beautiful plant here, we need hot pink, which is PC 993. We need dark purple, which is PC931. We need mulberry, which is PC995. We need process red, which is PC994, and we need neon pink, which is PC1038. Okay, now I'm going to start with my hot pink, and my hot pink is what I've used for these outlines here. Very, very simply, I'm just going to block colour this outline in. And are you still? Yes, you can still see what I'm doing. Remind me to keep checking the placement. Not that I'll hear you from here, but you know what I mean. Okay, right, put that down. Now then, I'm going to start with my darkest colour, which is my dark purple. And all I'm going to do is gently put a blend line in, and I'm kind of going to work from the outer edges in. So I'm just putting this blend line in here, okay? And we did a tutorial, there's a separate tutorial as well, on using your neon pencils to create light and glow. And this is one of the palettes on that separate tutorial as well. So if you wanted to see the other neon palettes, by all means go and have a look at that tutorial. I'm betting that you don't use your neons very much, but they can be used to really, really nice effect. Okay, then I'm going to go to my mulberry. I'm going to do the same. Follow the pattern, put a gentle blend line in. Okay. Firm pressure up to the blend line and over the blend line of the dark purple. And if we get through all of this today without making a cock up, it'll be a miracle, because like I say, I've got so much kit out to do, it's unreal. Okay, then we're going to go to process red, and I'm going to be careful to leave myself a blank circle in the middle. And then I'm just going to put the lovely finishing touch of neon pink in the middle, just to make that leaf look like it's lit in the centre. Firm pressure, neon pink. See how easy that is? See how beautiful it is? Right, let's move on. So I'm going to look at this watermelon palette, Daisy here. Now again, the watercolor, the watermelon palette I've used before, so you may have seen it on a blending tutorial. But let's go through it. Let's go through it, and I might just at this point. Where do we need to be? Yes, move that over slightly. I'll adjust my book on this side. There we go. I'm going to be working here. How does that look for everybody? Okay, right. So, I need my grass screen. I need my deco pink, which is PC1014. I need my hot pink back in my hand. I need my process red again. I need my spring green again. And I need my apple green this time. So my apple green is PC912. Okay. So very simply, I'm just going to take my grass screen and make sure it's sharp. And can you see these little leaves in the back? The little ones that are in the shadow. I'm just going to block colour these in the grass green. And I've just made it a slightly darker green because they're at the back. So you want it in shadow a tiny bit. Just block colour in. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my process red, which is the deepest of the pinks I've got in my hand. Actually, missed one out. We need canary yellow, which is PC916. And I've just used these for the tiny pieces around the centre of that flower. So canary yellow for that bit. Okay. Process red. Now bearing in mind I've got 5 pencils now. I've got my 3 pinks and my 2 greens. This needs to be kind of divided into 5, so you're not going to put very much of each colour on the page. So just there, blend line, firmer behind. Okay, Then I'm going to take my hot pink blend line, further behind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my deepest green, which is apple green, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit on each end of these petals. And I'm going to go to my spring green. I'm going to take this down to about there, and then all I need to do is go to my deco pink. With a firm touch, just blend over that gap. Okay. And hopefully you'll be able to pause this as you go along, so that you know, you can do each flower, you know, at one time. It's just if you were watching me do the whole thing, sort of each petal, it would become very repetitive and the tutorial would be too long. So hopefully this way that I've devised to do it works for both of us. Right, the leaves. So we have a tiny bit of an unusual palette for these leaves. They're kind of a little bit brighter than I would usually use, but I'm trying to give you some new palettes to think about. So I need my parrot green, which is PC1006. I need my true green, which is PC910, and I need my light green, which is PC920. Okay. I'm going to go to my darkest, which is my parrot green. And all I'm going to do is at the bottom of each part of this leaf, just going to draw myself kind of a line like that, medium firm. Okay, and I'm going to go to my true green. Just follow the pattern. It just picks out the individual parts of the leaf, the individual segments. And then very quickly my light green, we just add in like that. Okay. Now then, let's have a look at this daffodil. So I need my yellowed orange, which is PC1002. I need my Spanish orange, which is PC1003. I need my sunburst yellow, which is PC917. I need my canary yellow back in my hand. I need my lemon yellow, which is PC915, and I need a white as a blender pencil, PC938. Okay, so let's take a look at this petal first. I'm going to start with the outline, medium firm pressure in canary yellow. So very similar to how we did the purpley pink flower, like that. Okay, then I'm going to go to my lemon yellow, and I'm going to put a little ring on the inside, but I'm going to leave the very centre white, and then all I'm going to do is with my white pencil just scumble in a firm pressure and drag some of that colour into the centre. Again, it just makes the centre of your leaves the highlights in that blended white. Okay, apologies if you can hear anything outside. I think the puppies have started to play. Right, so what have I got? Yellowed orange. Okay. So, medium firm pressure. Just take a second. Can you see these little lines that Joanna here has indicated for creases in the flower? Let's just follow some of these. Okay. And if you've seen the red velvet curtain tutorial, you will recognise this technique. Just going to follow these lines. Like that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to use, because the inside of this trumpet of the flower will be darker, I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow orange there as well. So now I'm going to go to my Spanish orange, which is the next colour. I'm just going to follow this pattern. Medium firm pressure. Like that. And then we'll just finish this little bit off as well. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my sunburst yellow. follow the pattern. And then we're just going to finish off with a tiny bit of canary yellow and a little bit of lemon. And what I do is I tend to research images a lot. So clearly, if I know what the flowers are, so these daffodils and these tulips, and these violets down here, probably off shot at the minute, but certainly these violets down here, I do research images a lot because it really helps me pull my palettes out. Now then, what do we need to do? We need to finish off these leaves of the daffodil and the stem. So I need to pull out my grass green again. I need my spring green, and I need my chartreuse again. Okay. I'm just going to quickly give these a sharpen. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the darkest green, the grass green, and clearly the darkest ones would be in shadow. So you can see that I've done it already on this one. So basically I've divided this stem into 3. So I'm here. Yes, you can still just about see me. Just block colour in grass green. Okay. Yes, I'll do this little bit in grass green as well, I think. And be clever. If you can avoid a blend line, put it behind something. So this one's going behind the butterfly wing, so I don't have to blend. So then I go to my spring green, light touch here, firmer behind, light touch blend line, firmer behind, and I go to my lightest, which is my chartreuse, and just finish off the top. Okay, now then, let's have a look at this little chap here, the butterfly. So all I need here is my true blue, which is 903, and I need my mulberry back. Okay, what I'm also going to pick up is just a black glitter gel pen. It doesn't have to be any brand, just a black pen. It doesn't even have to be a glitter gel pen. And that is for the butterfly's body. Okay. Now, let me check that you can still see this little chap. Yes, you can. So very, very simply, I've done his part of his wings in this lovely Arabic gold Coliro paint. And then I've simply put block coloured mulberry with a centre strip of the true blue. Okay. You can colour your butterfly any colour you want. Absolutely any colour. But I like those ones. Okay. Now we're quickly going to have a look at these blades of grass here. Okay, so I've left one blank here, and this is a really nice palette that I've used a few times as well. So this one is Peacock Blue, which is 1027, and I'm getting my parrot green out again and my true green. So I've got 3 colours, and very, very simply, I've got my deepest, which is my Peacock Blue, blend line, firmer behind. I'm going to go to my mid green, which is my parrot green, blend line, firmer behind, and hopefully this has given you a kind of a wide range of palettes to try. And then I'm just going to simply finish off with my true green. And I know we're whipping through this, but you will be able to pause the video so that you can do your plants in their entirety. Okay, now then, these beautiful tulips, beautiful tulips. So you can see that I've just done the stems. It's just green glitter gel pen, just literally block coloured in green glitter gel pen. Then I need to pull out. I need my process red back in my hand. I need my pink, which is PC 929. I need my salmon, which is 1001, and I need my lemon yellow back in my hand. Okay, let me just tidy it up here, and then I'll check the book. I'm going to be doing this little chap here. Okay, so we're going to start with pink, and in the same way that we did this technique for this beautiful purple flower, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to outline these parts in pink. Okay. And then what you'll find is that these little bits in the background, you probably only have room for 2 colours. Okay. Salmon pink. So we'll finish off these with the salmon pink. Oh, I didn't do the big one. There we go, like that. Okay. I'm going to take care to leave myself a centre for the beautiful lemon yellow. Firm touch, firm pressure. Just blend it out and put that beautiful highlight in the centre. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my process red and I'm going to sharpen it because I want a very sharp tip. And just for this centre petal here, I'm just going to bring it to life a little bit by giving it that outline there. Okay. Perfect. Lovely. On to the violet. Right, what do we need? Strangely enough, we need our violet colour out. So my violet is PC932. I need my white as a blender pencil back in my hand, and I'm just going to quickly clean the tip because we blended the daffodil and I don't want any yellow on it. Then I need my sunburst yellow. Sunburst yellow back in my hand. Yes, and then I'll come back to the leaves. Now, this is a really beautiful way to, and let me just check, we're down here. Oh, you need to see, you need to move, you need to move it up a bit. Yep, now this is a really beautiful way to use your white as a blender pencil. So, the only colour that I'm going to use on these outer leaves is my violet. And then to create the lighter purple inside, all we're going to do is drag some of that colour into the centre with our white and use it as a blender pencil. Okay? Very, very simply, light touch blend line, follow the pattern and the shape of the leaf. Like that. And then firm pressure behind. Okay, like that. And then all we do is really, really simply is take our white and we scumble little circles in a firm pressure. And all we're going to do is just drag. I'm actually going to put some little bit more there because this is quite a big petal. Okay, so we're just going to drag that beautiful violet colour into the centre. And this is quite a good idea because you might think you could use a lighter purple to do the inside of your petals, but sometimes you just need the same shade of purple or the same shade of any colour, but just dampened down with white. And basically to do a whole violet plant with just one colour for the petals is so neat, little trick. And then if you think that you've kind of gone too far up to the edges and you've made the outside a little bit fuzzy, just go back with your violet and just re-outline it. Easy. Okay. Now we're going to do the same for these top ones. Gentle blend line. And this one's slightly bigger, so I'm just going to pull it down a little bit further. And then firm behind. Okay, same thing. Firm pressure, just scumble and drag that colour into the middle. Oh, pencil snapped. There we go. Same for this one. And then what I'll do is just quickly re-outline. Now then, there's one last thing that we need to do to these back ones. And I'm going to sharpen my violet pencil so it's nice and sharp. Okay, can you see these little veins that Joanna's drawn on? We're just going to pick them out again in this violet colour. Just for that little bit of realism. You can see how much pressure I'm putting on that because it's splitting. There we go. Right. So while I've still got my violet in my hand, all I've done for these very centre bits is block colour them in. Okay. Right. Now we are going to, I think I need, what do I need? I need my lemon, I think. Yes, I do. So I've got my my sunburst yellow and my lemon. I'm just going to give that a quick sharpen. And then very, very simply, just going to put myself a blend line there. And again, I researched quite a lot of these violet colours. Really, really helpful to Google images online. Really helps you with your palettes and making things look realistic. Okay, then I'm going to finish off with my lemon. Being very careful not to pick up that violet because we don't want to use the lemon as a blender pencil. There we go, violets. Let's have a look at this leaf. So, I'm just going to move the book again slightly. Forgive me, I've got so many things out here. Right, so we are working, no. Let me just get my pencils out first. I need grass, spring and chartreuse. Grass, spring and chartreuse. Here we are. We'll get there in the end. This one. Yep, okay. Now then, I'm going to start with my darkest, my grass. And this time what I'm going to do is, because I want to kind of make these look a little bit 3D, so I'm going to put some shadows in the creases of these leaves. Firm pressure. I'm just going to follow this centre crease here. Okay, grass green. Repeat that here. Tiny blend line. I'm going to do the bottom because it would be sitting behind the flower, so it would be in shadow a little bit. Firm pressure, just outlining that again. Tiny blend line. Firm pressure. Tiny blend line. Then I'm going to go to my mid green, which is my spring green. Just going to follow the pattern, but I'm going to leave a little bit blank just to finish off with my chartreuse. And by doing it this way, you put your lightest green up against your darkest green on each segment, and that's what makes it look 3D. It looks like you could poke your finger into the leaf almost. Medium firm with this chartreuse. And then I think all we've got to do is have a look at this last daisy, and I think we can call it done for today. Okay, right, my very last flower I need, let's make this book slightly out the way while I pick my pencils out. I need permanent red, which you saw before. This time I need my poppy red, which is PC 922. Then I need my pale vermilion, which is PC 921. I need my orange, which is PC 918, and then I need to re-pull out my Spanish orange, which I think is this one, and my canary yellow. Okay, now let's replace the book. So, let's just get these out of the way. I'm going to be working here this time. Okay, now what I did for prepping this one is very simple. I have used green glitter gel pen for these stamens. I've used an orange glitter gel pen for this piece here. Then in the centre I've just got alternating gold and red gel pen, and then my outlines for these are that same red glitter gel pen. Okay, the only pencil we're going to use here is on the inside of these petals. Okay, so I'm going to start with my darkest red, which is my permanent red, and I'm just going to sharpen this up a little bit because I need to be, and bearing in mind I've got how many? I've got 6 colours in my hand. So again, just think about how you divide this up into 6, okay? And I've sharpened it up because clearly these little gaps are teeny tiny. And Prismacolor do pencils called very thins. V-E-R-I-T-H-I-N-S, very thins. And basically they are a version of Prismacolors, but you can get them to an extremely firm tip. They're made of slightly sterner stuff than the normal wax pencils. And if you are wanting to do very small detail with coloured pencils, very thins are a good option. They don't come in the 150 range of colours. I think they come in something like 30 or 40 different colours. But for things like Lost Ocean, where you've got tiny, tiny detail, if you didn't want to use glitter gel pens, they're a good alternative. Right, I'm going to my poppy red. It's taking it slightly further up. And these are too small a space to blend at the moment. I'm going to go to my pale vermilion, which is kind of a tomatoey colour. Just work my way up. Okay. Then we need to go to orange. Now, what I'm going to do is, because we're coming out into the petal, I am going to put a proper blend line in here. Okay. Firm pressure behind and over that pale vermilion. And this is part of my toadstool palette. Then we're going to go to our Spanish orange. Tiny blend line at the top. Further behind. And then all we need to do is just put the canary yellow, the beautiful bright canary yellow, on the top. And what I'll do is, that's it for today. If I zoom out and adjust the book, so you can see there that we've now got this side completed. Hopefully I've given you some lovely new palettes to have a play with, and I'll be doing some prep on this side, and then we'll do exactly the same techniques with this side, and I shall give you all of the palettes for those two. Okay, let me just show you this, so you can see how much preparation went into this. Can you see? It takes an awful lot of effort, but I think we got through that reasonably okay. So, any questions, give me a buzz, and I hope you have a go. Bye for now.